Alright. Hello crafters. This is Sharon. I'm sorry, it has been so long since I have done a video. I'm just rather rusty with it. I'm Sharon. I am the Praying Stamper. My team, Stampin' Up! Team, is the Praying Stampers. And I thought I would do a video today. Like I said, I have not done one in a while. But what we are going to make is this card right here. We are going to be using the Heartland stamp set. This right here. On the inside, we're going to put just a note to let you know I'm thinking of you. We are going to be using the Layering Circles Framelits dies. We'll be using this size right here. We're going to be doing some coloring with our inks. Here we are. We have got Crumb Cake. We have got Balmy Blue, Pear Pizzazz, and Real Red. If you're not familiar with Stampin' Up! Products, we just came out in our new catalog that's premiered June the 1st with these new stamping pads. They open like a compact, like this, and then hold in like that, and then you just pull it out and close it back up just like you do a compact. This is our old stamping pads. The stamping pad itself has retired, the color has not. You just push with your finger or your thumb, flip it around, and do it like this. All of Stampin' Up! Stamping pads close up with in a way that this pad itself is upside down. That way the ink can come to the surface of the pad and you'll have enough ink there to use when you are stamping. Okay, we are going to be making an envelope. I'm just going to use some of the Balmy Blue on the flap of the envelope also. So we have a piece of Balmy Blue for that. Balmy Blue is a new color. We have our envelope. We have two layers that are Balmy Blue. These layers are 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. We have a piece of shimmery white cardstock. This is 4 by 2 3/8. We have another piece of shimmery white cardstock. This is just a scrap that I am going to stamp our image on and color it, and then we're going to use our Big Shot to cut it out. Our card base is Whisper White. It is 8 1/2 by 4 1/2, and I have 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 and scored it 4 1/4. So we're going to scoot that over, and the first thing we're going to do, we're going to fold our card base and get us a nice crisp seam on it, just like that. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do, we're going to use our new Stamparatus to stamp our image onto the shimmery white, because it will give me a better crisp stamp. We do not need the mat for this because of the fact that our image is red rubber, and the only time we need that mat is whenever we're doing photopolymer, but we're not doing photopolymer today. So we are going to get our piece of cardstock here. It does not matter really where we put it, just as long as we've got it on here. We're going to stamp it this direction because, like I said, we're going to cut it out anyway. We're going to pull our Stamparatus lid, this plate over. We're going to pick up our stamp. And then I'm going to pull it down so that y'all can see how I ink it, and then how it stamps. This, oh man, if you don't have the Stamparatus, you're just losing out. Losing out big time. We are using Memento Tuxedo Black. Stampin' Up! Does sell this. That's what we're going to ink up our image with. And the awesome thing about this Stamparatus is if you do not get a good crisp image the first time, it goes right back down to it and gets you another, you can get another image with it. So we're just going to give it some rub and love here. Smash on it some and see if we can get a nice crisp image straight from the start and won't have to ink it up again. Looky there. Is that not lovely? I love it. It is awesome. Totally awesome. I do not have our Stampin' Up! Came out with a chamois, and I do not have that yet, so I'm just going to pull my stamp off and just rub it on my Stampin' Scrub a little bit right there. Now then, we are going to take our image off of our Stamparatus. We're going to set our Stamparatus aside over here, and we are going to start coloring. And what I am going to be using is a blender pen. We sell these, they come in a pack of 3. And I am going to start, and I'll tell you, I really thought that I needed to turn this lamp off because it makes a glare, but I think I'm going to have this lamp back on. It's just, let me pull it this away and see if that's better. Maybe it is. Yes, that's better because it gives me enough light that I can see. Let me see this. That lamp right there wants to make a glare on the stamping pad. How funny is that? We are going to start with our real red, and we are going to color our barn. And use your stamp pads whenever you are doing coloring. Just mash them like that and open them up, and you got ink on the inside of the lid, which is perfect to use. You can use it with watercoloring, you know, or whatever. That's what I am going to do because our Stampin' Blend pens is just awesome for this. I'm just going to color the barn itself and the little outbuilding that's attached to the barn, and with our real red, because I mean I've always heard, you know, barns are red and you see a lot of red barns out in the country, and so that's why I wanted to have a red barn here. I love this stamp. It is just awesome, and it's okay if you go over the lines here on the side in the front into the windows and things, because those are going to be colored red, this real red also. So I'm not real worried about that because I'm going to come back and I'm going to be careful right here because that's the mechanism that the door opens on, and I don't want it real red. And I'm hoping that this does not take real long. Since I showed y'all the card I already made doing this, and you know, whenever you're preparing and deciding what you're going to do and you start coloring, you think, oh, what color do I want to use for this, what color do I want to use for that. It takes longer than when you're prepared and you've got all your colors picked out and all of that. So I'm hoping this does not take a real long time, and that y'all will not get bored with me here. And I am going to get a little deeper reds here and color in these doors and these windows, because these windows have shutters on them. Yes, I made shutters. And they're going to be this deep red because, you know, they're going to match the barn, but they're going to be deeper red. So I'm going to go deeper red on this and here, and here, these little crisscrosses. This is not neat. I'm going to tell you that right from the beginning. I am not being really neat here. But I'm liking it anyway. See, their outline of this right across here, because when I come back and do the inside, it's going to be lighter there anyway, so that's okay. So we're going to get the inside of this one, get the shutters done right there. Now, I'm going to some of that off, and we're going to come in with this lighter real red here. I'm not doing any blending or anything like that on this barn. I'm just coloring it. That's all I'm doing. Because nothing says you have to blend. A lot of people do wonderful, beautiful blending. And let me close my door. I totally forgot to. There's the phone ringing now. And didn't even think about it. I'm so sorry that y'all had to listen to my phone ring. There we are. We've got our red done. Oops, nope, we don't. I forgot. These right here, I'm not sure what these are. You can tell I do not live in the country. I live in a subdivision. Although I did grow up in the country, but we did not have a barn or anything like that. So, that is it for the red. And all you do with these blender pens is just run them on your paper, and it pulls the ink right off of them. So now I'm going to set that on the side. We're going to work with our crumb cake next, and we're going to flip that one. And the roof of our barn is going to be crumb cake, and we're just going to just do it like this. That could have been stamped a little bit darker, but I think it'll be okay. Here we go. Okay. Our silo, I'm going to do it in this crumb cake also. I really love coloring. But now I'm going to, for the top of the silo, I'm just going to dip the end of my blending pen into the ink pad itself and get a bit of a darker color, because I want this to be a bit darker, that kind of stands out, you know, like that right there. Now then, I'm going to come back down here, and we're going to color in this windmill here. I'm going to color in all of these little blades, because I want those, the crumb cake also. Just like that right there. Now then, I'm going to come over here to the tree, and I'm going to color in this parts of this tree for the tree trunk and the limbs. There's not a lot of it showing, but I want what little bit is showing to be crumb cake, and it to stand out from the let me see, the pear pizzazz we're going to use. I want to tell you what, I love pear pizzazz for grass and trees and things. I tend to grab it more than I do any of the other colors for grass and trees for some reason or another. Okay, I'm going to get that cleaned really good. In fact, I'm just going to flip sides here. And one end is bigger than the other, and it does not matter to me which one I use. I just like them both. So we're going to go with the pear pizzazz next, and we're going to do these tree tops and the grass. And then I forgot, I did not do the pathway here in my crumb cake, and I'll have to come back and do that. We'll come back and do that shortly. But we're going to get, I'm doing it kind of on the side of it instead of the tip of it, and to get these leaves here. And I'm not coloring them all because, you know, there's sky coming through parts of these trees and parts of the leaves, so that I want to be colored for sky. So we're going to get it like this, and I'm just coloring is relaxing to me, and I know it's relaxing to a lot of people. And then there's some people that just don't like to color. But I'll tell you, we've got our new Stampin' blends, and the colors we had already are awesome, and they come out some new ones that are just totally awesome. And I'm hoping that they will eventually get all of our ink colors in Stampin' blends. And also we have colored pencils that are wonderful too, and I would love to have a lot more of our colored pencils in all of it, you know, more of our colors. And now for my grass, I am going to come